Hello, hello everyone. Hello, this is Charlie Tian, founder and CEO of Good New here. Happy New Year. First of all, I want to say New Year. Uh, and where you are and say Happy New Year to our team. Jim, Happy New Year. Final. And uh, say hello to the internet is not very stable somehow. Okay. Yeah. Tell me where you are and say hello to me. And I would love to hear from you. I'm here in Texas, Plano, Texas, and the weather suddenly got very cold here. And I actually caught a cold also a few days ago. James, do you see the video is clear? Somehow the video is not very okay. Michael, thank you, and I hope that you don't see any technical problems. Yes, and somehow yeah, we're having some internet. It says my internet is not very stable, but I hope that you can see clearly. And sorry about that. Sorry about that. Not sure what's going on, but I hope that you can see me, you can still see me, and you can hear me. And let us know in the chat area if you see any technical problems. The weather suddenly here got very cold, and I caught cold, but I'm still here. I'm still working. I work from home for a few days. And actually, I'm very excited today, and I want to share some new features we have just released and we are going to release. And I will share those with you. And as always, feel free to interrupt me. Feel free to ask questions in the chat area, and I will do my best to answer your questions. Um, one first feature I want to share is called an index page. Actually, we always update what we have done in the changelog. Let me share my screen with you here. Um, okay, I'm sharing my screen with you here. And if you come to GuruFocus homepage, and you will always see that under the tutorial manual here, we have a changelog, and which we updates what we have changed, since always. What we have done. And here you can see we added the stock valuation page. We also added the index page, which yeah, it's here. It's called major stock index page, performance page. Those are the two features I want to emphasize. I want to introduce you here. The first one is called major stock market index performance page. It's under the market manual. It's this one. Major stock market index performance page. It's here. And if you come here, you will see the list of indexes is here at the left side menu. And you can see, we list all the indexes page, the major ones, most popular ones. We also list the US, the Asia index, European index, and Canadian, UK, Oceania, Latin America, and Europe, Africa indexes. And here you will see the performance of the index. If you click on here, for instance, I click on NASDAQ 100, you will see which stocks among the NASDAQ 100 index will do the best, has been doing the best year to date here. Macro technologies here in NASDAQ's case, it's up 18% year to date. And you can see the index performance. Here, different years, defaults to 10 years, you can switch to 5 years, 3 years, over the last 5 years, the Nasdaq has been up 137%. And you can compare with other stocks or index here. For instance, if I want to compare with SP 500 here, I just type SP, I just type here I just type S&P 500. Yeah, I just type SP 500. It should S&P. It should search. It should search among the index and Dow 30. Okay, if I type Dow 30, I think probably I need to type with compare with Dow 30 and SP 500 here. If I type, I think the GPDS, SP 500 here. Seems like it can only search by ticker. We should be able to search by name also. If I search by Walmart, for instance, I should be able to search by Walmart here. So we can add index and add stocks here to compare the performance. And the performance table here will update, and you can see the different performances of the performance of the indexes. Which stocks are contributing the most to the index? And these are the weightings here, top 10 weightings here. And here is a chart which shows the top 100, top 10 Nasdaq 100 holdings. This is Apple, this is by macro market cap weighting. And the contribution, Apple contributed 0.85% year to date. NVIDIA contribute this much. So overall, 0.63. Apple contributed negative 0.22 here. And NVIDIA contributed 0.32 here. So here's a by weighting. Here, market cap weighting the contributions. And here, is by holdings, top 100 holdings. NVIDIA, the sorting is just different. Here's by market cap, here's by the contribution, sorted by the contribution. So the sorting is different here. So NVIDIA has a largest contribution than Alphabet. Alphabet, two classes of stocks, Meta and Amazon here. And we also list the contributions by stocks here. So this is just to give you an idea of how the index performed and which stocks contributed to the index. And you can see any other index there, Russell 1000, which is more broader coverage of large caps, and Russell 2000, which is a broader market of index also. And there are lots of stocks you probably never heard of. Here's the Longboard Pharmaceuticals up 894% already year to date. So it's unpredictable, kind of crazy. That's the index page we added. Another page, as here we show in the changelog, is a valuation page. We have been doing GuruFocus for 20 years, but I just realized that we don't even have a valuation page. So we created this valuation page. The idea is to, just by looking this valuation page, we can get an idea how is a stock is evaluated at this point. I saw Chris is asking about FMC. So let's take FMC here. I don't know about this company. And the market cap 6.21 billion, a relatively small company. And the GF score is only 72, which is not very good. And the financial strength is 5, profitability rank is 7, the momentum, is not very good. The growth is not good. So if we look at the valuation, I just take a look at the valuation. Okay, the valuation page says it's significantly undervalued. And then at the lower part of this page, we added a few correlation charts. a correlation of stock price versus most frequently parameters, the performance parameters of the company, like revenue, the book value, the earning per share, and the cash flow per share. You can see that in this case, this company FMC stock is closely related to the earning per share, very closely related. And the blue line here is the stock price. The green line here is earning per share. I think trading 12 months earning per share. Can see that it's very closely correlated. So not surprising, the earning and the revenue, everything has been declining. So not surprisingly, the stock price went down dramatically. And overall, the stock has a quite poor GF score ranking. And that's what I found about this stock. If I take a look at another stock, for instance, Microsoft. Microsoft is one of the best companies in the world, and it has a GF score of 98 out of 100. And you can see that, the ranking, the financial strength, 8 out of 10, profitability ranks 10 out of 10, the growth is 10 out of 10, the momentum is good also. Now let's take a look at the valuation page. The valuation says that Microsoft is fairly valued. So, and the stock price is on the fair value line, the fair value line here. So it's fairly valued. And here I give you some history as perspective. And Microsoft is actually, the stock price is closely correlated with all the parameters. Revenue, book value, the earning per share, the operating cash flow. Let's say it has the highest correlation with the operating cash flow, which is this blue line here. And Microsoft stock price has followed this line very closely. So that's why we created this page, so that you will know that for each individual stock, which parameter has historically been closely correlated with this stock price. And that's Microsoft's case. And feel free to give me some any suggestions on stocks, and I will go to that page and take a look. In the meantime, let's take a look at Costco. Costco is a great company. It's a favorite stock of Charlie Munger, the late Charlie Munger. And it has a GF score of 92, which is not very high. The one reason is GF, which is high, but not the highest. The GF value rank is kind of low because the stock price is significantly overvalued. The financial strength is high, and profitability rank is high, growth rank is high. And let's take a look at valuation. Yeah, it's significantly overvalued. And historically, it has the highest correlation. Stock price has highest correlation with earning per share. And you can see that this is blue. The green line is the value per share. The price line is a blue line, and they has highest correlation, but it's still now the price line is much higher than the earning per shares line. So it's also overvalued as measured by this price versus earning per share. We'll have some technical bug here. We'll fix that. I've got displayed too many zeros there, and we'll fix that. So this is about valuation, but please keep in mind, for any stocks, valuation is important, but valuation, in my opinion, valuation is not as important as the quality of the company. And let's go back to the previous company we're looking at, FMC. And the valuation, it's undervalued, but the stock has been doing poorly. Well, I think the main reason is the business has been doing poorly. And if we look at the valuation page again, and as you can see, the revenue is declining. Yeah, book value is increasing, but book value is less important for most of the operating companies. Revenue declining, earning per share declining, the operating cash flow declining. Now it's up some. That's so it's not a surprise that the stock price went down that much. And yeah, let's take a look at other companies like Square. Square. Okay, is this? I think it's called. Is it still? I think a company called Block. Maybe these days, my internet is somehow slow in my office. Okay, Square. Yeah, Block. It's called Block now. And yeah, the Block has a decent, pretty good JF score. It has a JF score of 90. Stock was very overpriced during the pandemic time, and now it's relatively fair valued. The profitability rank is 6. It's fair. It's not very good. The growth is good. And let's look at the valuation. Valuation, yeah, it's fair valued. And historically, it has, yeah, actually, it doesn't, the stock price does not have correlation with any of the parameters. It has a negative correlation of 64% with book value. But we don't see any correlation, a close correlation with any of the parameters. So in this case, it's hard to measure. And so it's hard to measure, hard to predict the future stock prices. If we look at the recent years, it seems to be more closely related to this to the book value. So that's about Square, a block. Okay. How about MKL? Okay. Let's take a look. Okay, Macau we all know what it does. It's an insurance company, and it's run by currently by Tom Gainer, which is also listed as a guru on our website. He used to be the chief investment officer of the company. Now he's a chief executive officer of the company. A very smart gentleman. I met him a few times. Um, okay, the GF score of 79, which isn't very good. The reason is that the growth seems to be very slow. Company is not growing. And let's look at the valuation. Valuation, yeah. Our GF value is, yeah, seems like the future is the company is not growing much. So it's fair valued. Historically, stock price has closely correlation with revenue and the book value. And so okay, also operating cash flow very close correlation, but not much the earning per share. So in the case of Macau, you don't need to look at much about earning per share because the correlation has been very poor. But if you look at revenue growth, if revenue is growing, the company most likely to grow stock price. But it seems like the revenue will not grow much in the future, and so that's why it has a GF or quite low GF score. Um, that's my call. Okay. Now, okay. Alan Gross is asking how GF value is come up with. We've been working on this website for 20 years, and we did lots of observations. That's why we come up with Jeff's value, and it summarizes different parameters to look at. Actually, it's more like our correlations. We observe which the stock price historically has closest correlation with which parameter, and we come up with this Jeff value to look at the future, to look at the current valuation, the future valuation trend. In the case of GF value, it's just yeah, the future isn't very clear. As you can see that in this forecast, under this forecast manual, the future growth is almost now. There's no growth. Seems like there won't be much growth for the company. That's why the valuation value will not grow, and valuation is fairly valued, and the GF score is not very high. Okay, how about VALE? Okay, let's take a look. VALE, I think it's a oil company in Europe, if I remember clearly. And yeah, let's take a look at what does the company do. Um, World's largest producer of oil, iron core. Okay, I'm sorry, iron core. I remember it's commodity business. Um, Iron core company. Yeah, it's so how's the valuation? Let's take a look. Yeah, VALE, again, yeah, we said it's a possible value trap. Think twice. It seems to be undervalued, but the company does not have much growth. Stock has been going down, and from what our parameter, we found it might be a value trap. Stock was down 43% over the last year, and was over last 3 years, 5 years, stock still was down. And why it's a value trap? I think one of the reasons is the if you look at the ultimate Z score, it's in distressed zone. So the company has lots of debt, I'm sure, and the debt payment, debt interest coverage is 8, which is not very bad for this kind of business. But overall, it's in distressed mode, distressed status. That's why we give it a rank of value trap. Yeah, we do be careful when you invest in this kind of companies. They may look undervalued, but you need to understand it well to make sure that it's worth investing. And we give you a warning: it's possible value trap. So I wouldn't invest in it. That's 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 about the valuation. We saw lots of requests. Yeah, okay. I will take a look at other stocks as seems like lots of interest. Lulu. Okay, Lululemon. Lulu. Yeah, we all know what that does. And yeah, JF score is great. JF score is 99 out of 100. Stock seems to be modestly undervalued. And let's look at the stocks modestly undervalued. Let's look at the correlation. Yeah, the correlation has a highest correlation of 34. 34% with operating cash flow. 30% is actually very poor. It's a very poor correlation. So the stock does not have close correlation with any of the parameters, and I think so. It's a little bit hard to predict of the future stock performances, but it seems to be still, as measured by all these parameters, seems to be undervalued. That's as long as under these lines, it's under this line. It's undervalued as measured by that. I'm sorry, I got a cold and I um, apologize. Um, okay, Alexander is asking: is it possible a final iOS release constant manner update are really annoying? Yeah, I certainly understand that. But with any software, it's just yeah, we hope to get a final version. But there are two things. One is we always adding new features, so like this, and we add to the app also. So then there are bugs, and for any software, and also the website, there are always bugs, and we always have to work on it. We work fast. We try to work fast. We release fast, but there are bugs, and sometimes we cannot find it during the testing, and sometimes we also always got minor suggestions from the users, to do improvement, and we also take our users' suggestions seriously, so we add it. So sometimes small change. So the website's actually, you may not feel it. The website's actually changing every day. And we work on it every day. Something's changed every day. It just, you may not feel it. It's just how it works. You don't notice it with website, but you will notice it with apps. And AI, how is AI search useful? When searching, oh, yeah, go interferes. Okay, yeah. So you're talking about AI search. Yeah, we used more. When let's see, LVMH. You're seeing that AI is interfering. I'm not sure how it's interfering. If you can give me an example of search terms you're using, we can certainly try that, and we'll fix it. Okay, MTH. Let's try this. MTH, Meritage Homes. It's a home builder, and the JF score 92, which is pretty good. Let's look at the valuation. Modestly overvalued. Yeah, the close valuation seems to be price to book, price to book for this company. And yeah, as mirrored by the Jeff value, it's maybe modestly overvalued, but from price book, it seems to be modestly undervalued. So all valuations, they are not absolute, they're not absolute when we see it's overvalued, or undervalued. They're not absolute. I think it can be a good reference for you to look into more about it and to think more about it. So most likely it's kind of fair valued of this stock. The revenue growth seems to be slowing down, and not sure about book value. We actually will add the estimates here so that you can see the future trend. Um, okay, James, thank you for the comment. Yeah, valuation page. It took us 20 years to add this page. We should have done it much earlier. So Charles Schwab, it's brokerage that I use, and the GF score is 83, which isn't very good. The profitability isn't very good. Growth 8 of 10, not bad, but also not perfect. Not there are lots of companies that grow much faster. Stock seems to be fair valued as measured by GF on value line, and yeah, price to revenue has a higher correlation, which is 54%, which is actually not very high. The correlation is actually not very high. So the fair stock is yeah, probably fair valued. That's Charles Schwab, and we are talking about we're talking about brokerage. Actually, we want to introduce something that's related to brokerage. And you know that in GuruFocus you can create portfolios. You can track the portfolios, your portfolio performance. We actually are adding a feature that you can download portfolio directly from your brokerage account. It's here. It's called Create Portfolio, and it's under Create Portfolio Import from Vendors. We'll change this to import from brokerage accounts. So we'll change it to that. With this, you can import directly from your brokerage account. If I click on that, it's a new feature we have not released, but we'll release it in about 2 weeks. So no matter which brokerage account you're using, Simple, Robinhood, Fidelity, Schwab, different ones, you will be able to download your portfolio from your brokerage account. And then after you download, you will be able to observe and track the performance from GuruFocus website. You'll be able to do that on GuruFocus website, and then you can use all the GuruFocus tools. You can combine it with GuruFocus screeners and other GuruFocus tools to check it. So that's why we created this feature, and it will be available in about 2 weeks. So hopefully it will be you will be able to download. Hopefully you will like it and download your portfolio from your brokerage account. You can start track performance and research your own stocks on GuruFocus website. That's a new feature we're going to release in about 2 weeks. That's something we're working on. Okay, and as always, feel free to ask me any questions. Jim is asking, is valuation page customizable? Currently, it's not, but we will love to hear from you. What kind of customization you need? Let us know. We will work on it. We'll certainly work on it to make the page more useful to you. Okay, let's look at other companies. Feel free to ask. So DPZ, this is Domino's Pizza. And let's look at the valuation page. The GF scores 92. And let's look at the valuation page. Okay, the stock is fairly valued, and the correlation is okay. The stock has the closest correlation with operating cash flow in this case. So it seems like operating cash flow go up, the stock price goes up, and if operating cash flow goes down, stock price goes down. And currently, as measured, it's probably close to fair valued as well, and maybe slightly undervalued if we look at operating cash flow. So in Domino Pizza's case, so the stock is most closely related to the operating cash flow, and here we do list other key ratios, and other related companies. In this case, we list Texas Roadhouse here and Yum Brands here. That's a valuation page. Yeah. Mark is asking, are you planning to add TTM to some of the chart like FX, free cash flow? TTM. I believe these are TTM already. These are all TTM based on TTM charts. I think so. Yeah, from 2021 to 2022, you can see 2 points. They're already TTM. They're not quarterly data, also not annual data, if that's what you're talking about. Okay, HCA. Let's take a look. HCA Healthcare. The GF scores 96. Okay. GF score 96. Financial strength isn't very good. Profitability rank is good. The growth rank is good. So GF score is good. Valuation. Let's look at the valuation. Modestly undervalued. Yeah, the closest correlation seems to be between price and earning per share. Between price and revenue, it's 88%. Earning per share, 91%. They're very close. And seems to be fairly valued, seems to be fair valued, either measured by GF value chart or by earning per share. And it does show very close correlation between stock price and earning per share over the last 10 years. So It does show that. So that's probably why if we look at the 10-year chart, it has very close correlation with stock prices. And you can see that at this time when the 2024 October, the price is much higher than this price line and this earning per share line. So it came down now to the closer, much closer now. And stock seems to be, yeah. The stock, I would say it's maybe modestly undervalued or fair valued. It's never absolute. It's a range. Would I buy HCV now? I think it buying a stock depending on lots of questions, lots of other questions too, and a lot of time it's more important than valuation. In my case, I always look at the quality first instead of valuation. If the quality is not good enough, even the valuation is low, I will not buy it. The quality also is if I understand the business, if the business is what kind of economic modes it has. It's not just simple. It's not just valuation. Do I want to buy this company? I don't know enough about it, so I cannot answer that question. But the valuation seems to be either fair valued or modestly undervalued. There, it's not overvalued. That's a stock. If we look at another one, FNOR, FONR, and I'm not sure what this company does. Let's take a look. And it's which engage in business designing, manufacturing, selling magnetic resonance imaging, MRI scanners. So it makes MRI scanners. I remember now. I remember, yes. Yeah, it makes MRI scanners. Same JF score is 81, not very high. JF score, uh, the profitability rank 8 out of 10. The company has a growth problem. If you look at here, the company has a growth problem with FONR. Um, it cannot grow. That's always a bigger problem than valuation. And well, if a company does not grow, then it can easily get into a value trap. So if you look at valuation modestly undervalued, the correlation with all the parameters are not very good. The best one is operating cash flow, but still not good. Operating cash flow has been declining. Stock price has not been doing really well. Over last 20 years, last 5 years, it's down 20%. So actually, stock price here, I think in this case, it reflects the growth problem that the company has. So the company, it has a growth problem, and I wouldn't buy a company that does not grow. Although we are value investors, but Warren Buffett is not a value investor. Warren Buffett is a growth investor, and he loves growth. He loves growth, and he just doesn't want to pay too much. So Warren Buffett is not a value investor. And I'm not a pure value investor too. And I look at the quality and growth first, and then valuation. So okay, ASML. This is a very good company. Makes the semiconductor equipment, chip making equipment, which has a very unique position. The JF score is 97, and if you look at the 97 has very high profitability rank, very high growth rank, and the valuation seems modestly undervalued. Let's take a look at the NGF score. Okay, JF value is modestly undervalued, and look at the correlation. The correlation, it is the highest correlation with price, with revenue and earning per share. So why is this here is 79% here and 80%? So as mirrored by both, the stock price is undervalued, modestly undervalued. So then that's the stock seems to be undervalued and very high, very good ranking. That's something I would consider. Craig is asking which stock I would recommend. I don't recommend stocks. First of all, I don't recommend stocks, and I never do recommendations. But I think ASML seems to be a better company, definitely a better company than FONR we were looking at, and the valuation seems to be under modestly, maybe fair or modestly undervalued. That's that's about the stock. Any other questions? Feel free to let me know. If you don't have more questions, I will forward to other things I want to talk about. So again, come to our changelog, and I've been talking about the stock valuation page, and then we talk about major market index performance page. We are also adding the portfolio tool, which allows you to download your own portfolio from your brokerage account. We're adding that, and it should be ready in 2 weeks. And as always, when we release a new feature, it will never be perfect, and we welcome your suggestions and feedbacks. Whenever you want to contact us, you can come to this support link here, and you can chat with us. You can create a ticket with us. You can, when you want to learn about the website, feel free to set up a user a schedule, a tutorial here based on your own schedule. And one of us will have a one-on-one meetings with you, and we'll show you how to use the website. And then of course you can call us, but the problem with calling is that can only be business hours. Second is it's hard to share screen, and we found that it's very useful to share screens when we want to understand each other. That's that's how you contact us. Okay. Ken asking PDD. Okay, PDD. Let's take a look at PDD. PDD is a Chinese company, online retailer. It's one of the fast-growing company in China. Online shopping and compete with all the existing online shopping companies. The competition of online shopping is much more fierce in China than in the US. In the US, Amazon is dominating, and no small players, no new players is competing with them. But in China, it used to be Alibaba and Jingdong. Both are traded on NASDAQ. But then Pinduoduo appeared, I think a few years ago, maybe 5 years ago, 5 to 10 years ago, somewhere there. And they became the fastest growing company in online shopping space, and grabbed lots of market shares from Alibaba and Jingdong. And just look at the growth. Growth has been dramatic. And the 3-year growth rate, revenue growth rate is 46%. And you don't find lots of companies that can grow 46% a year. The market cap is now 140 billion, and revenue is I think revenue hundreds of billions. I forgot. Yeah. Okay. Annual revenue is no, I'm sorry. Annual revenue is close to 35 billion. This was for 2003, but for 2004, it will be at least 50 billion, somewhere there. because the company just grows so fast. If you look at the trading 12 months, yeah, the trading 12 months is already more than 51 billion. By the end of 2024, the number will be released, I think, maybe in a few weeks. It will be at least $55 billion. So it's just growing so fast. Stock hasn't been doing that well, and it associated with lots of things, with general economy in China, which is not very good. Also, the U.S.-China relationships, which is not very good either. And so let's look at the current valuation. Which side the stock seems to be undervalued? Yeah, it seems to be undervalued, as especially the company is growing so fast, and it has a close correlation with operating cash flow. For this kind of new companies, usually the correlations are not very high, as you can see here. Now the correlation is very high. But stock seems to be undervalued if you want to mirror with any of the parameters here. So will I buy the company's stock? I have to be honest here. I bought it before and I got burned. And the problem with this is that I just don't have enough confidence with it. I just cannot have enough confidence with fierce competition in China and the U.S. relationship will also affect it. Lots of other things in China, which is complex and hard to predict. But if you know better than me, maybe you can consider. I will not buy it. Yeah, I know David Tepper has been buying, but he can. I don't know. He's a great investor. I have to admit. Definitely know a lot more than I do. But for me to buy the stock, I need to have enough confidence, which I don't. So there are so many companies out there, and also I don't have to be always 100% invested. So I need to have enough confidence. If I don't have enough confidence, the problem is that if the stock is down 50%, what do I do? What do I do? It's down 50%. It can happen, right? It happened so many times before. You buy a stock, it's down 50%. What do? You buy it, you buy more or sell it. If you don't have confidence, you will sell it. But maybe it's better, it's a good time to buy more. So the level of confidence is so important in investing. In this case, I just don't have enough confidence. Okay, Mark is asking, is there a calendar that shows important dates of the company? Yeah, certainly. It's under summary. I think it's called stock events. It's about here. This position stock events calendars. It's also called financial calendars. You can see that here, when they will report next earnings. They will report next earnings on March 20th. Annual report will be April 25th. Yeah, and if you look at another company, let's see, Macau. I'm not sure Macau is. If you look at another company, let's just look at another company. Microsoft. Yeah, the calendar is again here. You can customize this page, but by default, it's here. The kind of financial calendar is here. You can see that when the company the next earnings and the next dividends. Yeah, if the company pays dividends, the dividends will also be here. Now, when's the next earnings call, conference call, earning results? So it's all here in the past calendar, past things, past historical events, and what happened to stock price when that happened. Yeah, it's all here. It's under the stock events area here. Okay. See, we don't have lots of time. Marius Jacobs asking, can we add a function that use something like Porter's 5 forces analyze the company within industry? Maybe give a rating based on that. Marius, actually, I never heard of this Porter's 5 forces here. I never. This is the first time I heard about this. As I said many times, over the years, I've learned a lot more from our users than our users learn from me. And we will take a look at that. What is Porter's 5 forces? I will take a look at it. I cannot promise we will add it, but we'll take a look and to see if it's really it we will understand it or will mix it makes good sense. We can make sense out of it. I will write down it here, but we'll take a look. That's what I can promise, but I cannot promise that we'll add it. And we add so many things over the years based on suggestions of our users, actually. And sometimes it's hard to find things. Okay, let's take a look at JBSAY. What does JBS? What does this company do? Which I have no idea. Actually the JF score is not bad. Okay, it sells meat. Seems like sells beef, lamb. Okay, it's a Brazilian company. Okay, that's why it's traded on a pink sheet OTC. The JF scores is not bad, and the valuation. But again, for this kind of company, I think it's more important to understand the business, the future growth, than the valuation. The valuation seems to be overvalued. It does not have much correlation with much of the parameter. With earning per share, maybe has a closest correlation. Pay attention to earning per share in this case. And again, the future growth of the company is probably more important. Future growth and profitability is more important in this case. Okay. Okay. I'm planning to add more valuation models based on DCF, besides DCF like Bogos. We actually, Mark, we don't have a plan to add more valuation models. We already have so many valuation models here. We already have so many valuation models. If you look at any stocks, we have this GF value chart. We have valuation charts here, which has so many valuation models. GF value, earnings power value, net asset value, tangible book, projected FCF, median PS value, gram number, Peter Lynch value, DCF value. We have so many valuation models here. And actually, none of them will work for everything other than GF value, which we developed, which works much more broader than any other valuation parameters. And we also found that it has a much more correlation with any other parameters for most of companies. That's why we developed this GF value model, and we will recommend you to use this. I will recommend you to use this GF value model instead. Okay. Porter's competitive advantage book may help. Okay, thank you, Susan. Can we add earning call to the website? We considered. We have to license the data. Currently, we don't have the license. Of course, it means that we have to pay more for the data. We don't want to increase the membership fees. Sometimes that's why we don't add a lot. We don't always add all the data we want to. But I understand it depends on the demand. If lots of people are using it, we will add it. Okay, Mark, are they configurable? They're not. I think you're talking about the valuation. If Tinjinder is asking, if I'm looking at significantly undervalued stocks, what other screening parameter should I add? That's actually a good question. Um, when a stock is undervalued, it's actually valuations is not the most important factor in investing. The most important factor is a business quality, the business performance. So if you look at stocks that are more undervalued, let's go to our online screener here. Online screener again. Also, we keep updating, and let's see the stock valuation. Valuation it's significantly undervalued. So we found that just with this, we can find the stocks that are significantly undervalued. And let's say we want to just look at SP 500 companies here. I don't think we can find a lot, but maybe we find. Oh, there's no stock in SP 500 is significantly undervalued. Let's look at a broader index, Russell to 3,000. Okay, we found some stocks that are undervalued, significantly undervalued. When you look at valuation, yes, these stocks are undervalued, yes, but I think the quality is more important, very important in this case. And so you probably, depending on uh, your preference, you want to make sure, yeah, you want to, if I am the one who is doing it, I want to make sure that the stock has good profitability rank. I want it has at least a profitability rank of 8. So if I give it an 8, there's no stocks are undervalued. So maybe I relax a little bit, but yeah. So even if I relax to 7, there's no stocks that are undervalued among Russell 3,000 companies. So the quality is important. Um, if you want to invest in long term, quality is extremely important. Quality is measured by the profitability rank and the growth rank. That's something you should add. Um, Yeah, that's my advice to you. So valuation is just I would say valuation plays 30% of role. The quality of the business will play 70% over a 3-year period, a 3 to 5 year period. Over a longer term, 10-year period, valuation maybe only play 10% of the role, and quality, the growth plays 90% of the role over 10-year investing period. That's uh, uh, that's what I think. Um, okay, we don't have lots of time, and I apologize if my voice is not very clear and I got cold. And I want to see you next month. Next month's meeting will be um, February 5th. It'll be February 5th. And again, same time, 1 p.m. Central Time, Central Texas Time, and on February 5th. Good luck investing for 2025. See you next month.